before I play for you the folks who are pissed, let me put up this Independent. This is the Independent. House GOP blocks effort to release Epstein Files. Okay, so Khanna, who is the congressman there, came up with a way. California Representative Khanna, who's going to be on the show soon, not on this episode, but very soon. Watch, either going to be this evening or a little bit. You guys know what Michigas is, right? Republicans block effort to force release of Epstein Files in Congress. California Rep. Khanna, who authored the amendment, slammed the decision and declared the American public won't be gaslit. So they put it in front of a committee vote. It never got to the full House, but they put it in front of a committee vote. And guess what those Republicans did? You guys know. This is, check it, this is MSNBC. House GOP spikes Democratic Epstein amendment. Epstein Files chaos. House Republicans spike Democrats' amendment calling for the release of the files. MSNBC's Lawrence O'Donnell is joined by California Democratic Congressman Khanna, who was on last night. We're going to play a little bit of that. Excuse me, from the Lawrence O'Donnell. Look, when I was on CNN, Lawrence O'Donnell, we were on together. I don't know, it's competitors, but I don't like to call it competitors. We were on at the same time. So I always wished him well. He always wished me well. It was very friendly. But I didn't get to watch him. And I didn't VCR it. I was, or DVR. I was DVRing my own show. But I am loving the Lawrence O'Donnell. Lawrence O'Donnell is not backing down. Good for you, Lawrence O'Donnell. Okay, so let's see. Also, Khanna. This is his tweet. This is a graphic showing the folks who voted no, yes and no in this committee. Let's put it up. Put it up full. Knock me off of there so that folks can see it. Okay, so here it is. This is that motion, right, to make this amendment number 50 to H.R. 3633. It would require the Attorney General to preserve and release any records related to Jeffrey Epstein. Now, who wouldn't want the records preserved and released? Why wouldn't anybody want the records preserved and released? So, all of the no's are Republicans except for one. There was one Republican from South Carolina who voted, and can you believe it, was Mr. Norman. Voted to have it released. All the Democrats on the committee voted to have it released. All the Republicans, except for one, voted to do what? To keep it hidden, as they are doing now. Here's Khanna speaking about what happened about the amendment being blocked.
Well, it's very disappointing. I had a very simple amendment that the full Epstein files should be released. It went for a vote to the House Rules Committee. Jim McGovern, who is the ranking member for House Democrats, made sure that all 4 Democrats voted for the release. Ralph Norman, a Republican, actually joined with the Democrats, saying that there should be a vote on the full release. Chip Roy didn't show up for the vote, but 7 other Republicans blocked it. So as of now, there is going to be no vote tomorrow, up or down vote on whether the Epstein files should be released.
And this was the first stage of your attempt to get a full vote by the House of Representatives, to see a full recorded vote. Everyone could see how their member of Congress voted on this issue. And that's what was blocked by the Rules Committee, not allowing you to get to that stage on the floor. Why would it be important to have that recorded vote on the floor?
Well, in a very simple way, we should see whose side are you on. That's really what this Epstein file issue has become. It's not just about knowing who's being protected, the rich and the powerful, in terms of who had interaction with Jeffrey Epstein. It's the sense that people have that the government is too beholden to certain interests who have their thumb on the scale, and that they're not working for ordinary people. And what the Democrats are saying is we want to make sure that we get full justice here, that we get full transparency. And this may have been the first attempt that was blocked, but I'll tell you it's not going to be the last attempt. We already have Representative Vesey, who has a resolution. Leader Jeffries is saying that we're going to push for transparency here. And we can keep introducing these kind of amendments every week, every month, to force the Republicans to demand the release. And
all right, here we go. So we get it. We get it. And Democrats should just stay on it. But also Democrats, okay, Ro Khanna, great. Get some of your young folks out there who know social media, who know how to rev it up a little bit, right? Ro Khanna, you're doing a great job. But get some of those young folks out there who can push the message home, especially on streaming, digital, social, all of that where people get their news. TikTok. Y'all are ticking me off over there, TikToking me off. But get some of those folks out there to talk this up. Don't drop it, and don't let the media drop it. And if they do, shame them. Every time they put a camera in your face and they ask you about something, okay? This is how you do it. I should be a media strategist for the Democrats. Every time they ask you about something that Donald Trump has used to try to change the narrative, if they say, according to the new unemployment reports, unemployment is down in such and such. That may be so, but we want to know about the Epstein things. Unemployment was down under Joe Biden, and it kept going down. But what's important is, why are they trying to cover up what's happening with Epstein? You answer that question every single time. Democrats, get in line. Get your message together. What are they trying to do? Well, how about the blah, 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 blah? And Marco Rubio and J.D. Vance are masters at it. Notice this every single time. If there is a question that they do not like or they cannot answer, you know what they do? They say, the real question is. That is a media strategy. That's media training. It's so easy. You ask me a question. Well, look, they'll get to that. But the real question is, what's happening here in Washington right now is a cover-up. We haven't had a cover-up like this, I don't believe, since the Nixon administration. Why are they trying to cover up what is happening with Epstein? That is the story that is affecting Americans right now, and this administration is trying to hide it from you. Now, the answer to your other question is, okay, good, but that's been happening since Joe Biden. What's your next question? And you just keep doing it. Just keep doing it every single time. You know who's gotten it right? You know who has gotten it right. Before you hear from the Candace Owens and the other Trump D-rider, Benny Johnson, is Home of the Brave, which is an offshoot of the Bulwark. This is their ad. Check out this ad. Here it is.
Remember when Donald Trump said this?
Where I could stand in the middle of Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody and I wouldn't lose any voters, okay?
Well, after all these years, we finally found the thing that'll make Trump lose his base.
Wait, why are the most powerful people in the world not putting out that they fuck kids?
Trump has backed himself into a corner with a miserable response. And so it's hard for me to believe that all of these abject failures in the response in the Epstein story are an accident.
Huge question. He got killed while you were president.
Yeah.
And you were there. There's so many photos of them chilling.
Allegedly hung with his staff.
I know.
Allegedly hung with his staff.
The cope on Trump's innocent. The cope is fucking pretty intense.
I think what is enraging people right now is it's insulting our intelligence. Like, obviously, the Trump administration is trying to cover up. Something changed because they ran on this idea of exposing it all.
And now when people have the obvious response of asking a question about it, you get in their faces and you tell them to stop asking? No. You sound like Hillary Clinton right now, and this isn't what you promised the American people.
Huh. How many of you, raise your hand, think this is a big deal, the Epstein thing? Would you raise your hand? So, every hand has gone up.
All these guys had great ideas. Cockeyed Cash, Dan Bongino.
He had clips, dog. He had bars. Now they're saying nothing happened. So one of two things, in my mind, is it possible. One, you're covering it up. Or two, nothing really happened, and you exploited the rape of thousands of children to get your man elected. So which one do you want here?
Are we going to lose part of the base if we don't, Burkham, are we going to lose part of the base if we don't pursue this?
So President Trump has acknowledged that the Epstein Files exist here. President Trump has acknowledged that the files were written. Whoa, what?
The current DOJ under Pam Bondi is covering up crimes. I think this is a big deal. It's a really big deal.
Why do you say he's become the deep state?
In 2016, we trusted the plan with Trump. But now Trump has become the deep state. What is more deep state than covering up for pedophiles?
Oh, now what, the Republicans are doing the work of the Democrats. All the Republicans have to do is play those sound bites or refer to them and say that that's what the base wants. It's so easy. Now, I know you guys, this is not your favorite person at all. But as Rick Wilson said yesterday, when you've lost Candace Owens, well, she was just tweeting about it yesterday, and now she's speaking. Here's Candace.
I can't reconcile this Donald Trump with the Trump that we're seeing right now, the Trump that is gaslighting the public right now, the Trump that I voted for across multiple elections. The Epstein scandal is definitely terminal cancer to Trump's MAGA movement. There's no question about that. I actually said to my husband this week, and we were talking about it, that in order for Trump to get out of this is how bad it is, in order for him to actually make the MAGA base forget this, like potentially move on from Jeffrey Epstein, he would essentially have to come right out and repeal income tax in the United States. And then we would be extremely happy. Everyone would be very happy. And then we'd go, actually, thanks, Trump, but we still remember the Epstein scandal and we want the list. That's how bad it is. There's just no making anybody forget about this Epstein scandal.
Okay, so there you go. He's saying that folks won't forget about it. Maybe the Republicans this time, maybe the Republicans won't, but it seems like they won't. Are there enough people speaking out, or are they going to relent like Charlie Kirk? So that is Candace Owens doing her thing. Candace Owens again. Trump thinks his base is stupid.
What is happening now is it seems like you think your base is stupid. That's how I feel. I feel like Trump thinks his base is stupid, or again, because I don't think he's pressing send on these messages, the people around him certainly think that Trump is stupid.
The people around him think that Trump is stupid. Okay, but Trump thinks his base is stupid. Candace, you just figuring that out? And he has good reason to think that his base is stupid. Because they appear to fall for, they fall for everything that he says. And even if they don't, guess what they do? They still go along with it. So, what gives? And you're just figuring out that Donald Trump is a liar? You're just figuring out that Donald Trump is involved with Epstein? Are you guys really? Come on. Now, Candace. Benny Johnson, another Trump stan. You heard a little bit of him in that thing. Here it is.
But in the most polite way, I'm like, give us the Epstein list now. She said, it's on my desk. That's what she said. It made huge news. And then they consistently said that until they didn't. Then what happened next? There is no list. So this thing we've been telling you about suddenly disappears. There is no list, and Jeffrey Epstein had no clients and didn't do any sex trafficking, even though we've charged him and Ghislaine Maxwell with sex trafficking. Even though Jeffrey Epstein was already found guilty in court for sex trafficking, and Ghislaine Maxwell is doing 20 years in Club Fed for sex trafficking. It's like an insane thing to say. The Epstein Files don't exist, they didn't tell us, after telling us they exist. And then this weekend, President Trump posted a Truth Social that's too long to read to you here. We've done plenty of coverage of it over the weekend. Here it is. Please go read it for yourself. I cannot encourage you enough. But the essence of this is President Trump saying, no, there is actually an Epstein list. Yes, it's all real. But it was created by Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton.
Okay. So. This is just way too much, analyzing. And and here's what happened. Again, same thing. Benny. Stop trying to save face, okay? Man, maybe Candace Owens is saving. I don't know. She seems a bit more genuine. I know that's shocking. You're going to say that coming from me. Look, I have nothing against Candace Owens, by the way. So I just don't agree with a lot of what she says. But look, she's very convincing to some, and she's very adamant about what she believes and whatever. So, okay, good for her. But come on, all of this analyzing, and here's what's happening, and and so the first this happened, and then that happened, and then whatever. Come on, Benny, you guys are that stupid. You didn't think Donald Trump was involved with Epstein. You didn't see the video. You didn't see the evidence. You haven't heard from his brother. You haven't heard about the dirt. You haven't heard from Steve Bannon. Like, really, did you really think that this was a Democratic cover-up? And when Donald Trump was the president, when Jeffrey Epstein was arrested, and also the president when Jeffrey Epstein died. So if anybody has any exposure, the person who has the most exposure, if you're looking at Occam's razor, would be what? The thing that says what is the most obvious explanation or whatever. That would be, other than Ghislaine Maxwell, would be Donald Trump. Come on, Benny. Anyways, anywho. So the word has gotten around. Stop talking about it. Let's see if they obey. It appears some of them are going to obey, but Benny, keep going. I don't want to just stop. I don't want to stop you because I think you're on the right path. Keep going, Benny. Keep going, Candace. Keep going, everybody else. Even if it's Megyn Kelly, keep going. But media, mainstream media, as they say, legacy media, traditional media, ABC, CBS, NBC, Fox, CNN, who else? All of you guys. Don't fall for the okie doke. Lawmakers, do not fall for the okie doke. Every time one of those reporters asks you a question about whatever it is, especially if Donald Trump is trying to change the narrative, you say, the question is, and you bring it back to Jeffrey Epstein. Okay? That's my advice and the word for today. Thanks everyone for watching. Your support means the world to us. So make sure you hit the like button and you subscribe to our channel to make sure that you never ever miss a video. We're live every day, 10 a.m. Eastern time. We drop even more content at 2 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Eastern. And if you want more Don Lemon Show content, we'd love for you to become a member of the Lemon community, where you will receive access to special community posts. You'll get exclusive content and members-only live shows. So head over to our channel page or click the join button on this video. Again, thank you for watching. We appreciate your love and your support, and we will see you next time.